Matt Nagy's been there, and that's been his job to get the offense untracked since he was hired. And he had an interview in the Chicago Sun-Times, and he said this, when I first got here, I explained to everybody that this offense, it takes a few years to get going. I feel like we're at that spot right now. We've got some guys that have been on this team for 2, 3, 4 years, and they know how they know the offense as well as I do. When you have that and you have a guy like Andy, meaning Dalton, and these quarterbacks that come in and understand it, that's where it gives me confidence. Now, here's what we're wondering. You keep changing the quarterback. Remember last year they got Nick Foles because, well, he'll understand the offense.
Right.
Mitch Trubisky clearly wasn't the guy they thought could get it, even though, he was supposed to be their quarterback of the future. Nagy was brought in to make him that guy.
Right.
Now it's Andy Dalton. Well, he's QB1. He'll get it. Then they trade up with Justin Fields. So, you could be there for 4 years and you could have other pieces, but the most important piece is the quarterback.
Not oxymoron, right? You said contradictory, right?
Yes.
So he's made a contradictory statement because the problem is you need consistency and you need that quarterback position, right? And if they're saying Andy Dalton is that quarterback, but we know that he doesn't have the talent. You need the talent and the know-how of the nuance of the system to be able to correctly get into the right play, understand what certain package can be against certain sets, certain defenses. Like that takes time, and I just don't know if Andy Dalton has been in that system. He could have been in a similar system. He hasn't been in Matt Nagy's system.
Yeah, but he believes that he's that type of quarterback. But I still
what did the best quarterback of all time say last year? That he didn't feel comfortable within the offense until the second half.
It took him a minute.
So if it takes that time for that team to get in it, it could be over with. Green Bay could be a run away with the division.
But you know the saying, it's not about the X's and O's, it's about
the pros and Joes.
Yeah, exactly.
And what pros and Joes do they have on the offensive line?
Never mind that. Exactly where I was going. When you have issues on your offensive line, everybody can get the offense, but the whole playbook won't be available to you.
And Andy Dalton isn't.
So there's pressure on Nagy this year because they keep changing the quarterback. Which is the most important, essential part of any offense.
And he can say
that you're installing.
And he can say, I inherited Mitchell Trubisky, but he brought in Nick Foles. That was his thing. So now he has two quarterbacks that he's brought in. So he can't say I didn't have somebody that I felt that fit my system because he's done it twice.
Now, and Justin Fields will start the Bears preseason game, the last preseason game.
Yeah,
he's expected to play the first half against the Titans tomorrow night. Bears-Titans is just one of the preseason games we're watching on the final weekend of the NFL preseason, of course, as we'll see how Justin Fields performs in this weekend preview, brought to you by the Bank of America Customized Cash Rewards Credit Card. Earn 3% cash back on online shopping. Copyright 2021, Bank of America Corporation. It does look like he's going to be the guy, though. Andy Dalton will be the guy week one. That's what they've said. He's the starter. But it feels like, though, that is tenuous at best, right? What'd you say, QB September?
Yeah, he's QB September, right? He's just to make sure to see if Andy Dalton can kind of exceed expectations. If he can listen, and that's why sometimes it's so important. That's why these interleague scrimmages are so important because you want to get your team off to a fast start. Like you're not afforded the same luxury that Bill Belichick is to treat the first 4 games and Bill Belichick can't treat the 4 games like the preseason anymore because now he has the Bills in their division that isn't a team that's going to falter or going to be around 500. They could get out to a fast start, and the Patriots can't afford to come out.
They used to take advantage of that,
right? Of the weak division.
That's
right?
how
the fact that it wasn't a real quarterback within the division.
Right.
Now it is.
Right. That's been for the Patriots. That's been a big part of why their record was what it was. Is that division wasn't very strong, but now you've got a serious contender in the Bills. The Dolphins are certainly that up-and-coming team growing as well. You might be able to beat up on the Jets, but aside from that, you still have 2 other teams that are formidable.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus right now.